saw people watching that clip going, is that the guy we just saw sing? That's the same guy?
I've had that happen to me where people have seen the film and didn't know until the end that I was playing that character, which I think is the coolest thing.
Yes, that's how good you are.
Well,
I mean, it was very believable. It wasn't like a caricature, which would be an insult. It was actually portraying a real person, and it was beautiful. So you were here in October. I had seen the film, but it was like a limited release. Very few people had seen it. And now, since October, your life must have... You've won 24 awards for this film so far, and you're nominated for a Golden Globe. So I'm not going to read them all because I'd rather you talk. But 24 awards so far, and Golden Globes are this Sunday. Yeah. And how you feel about that?
It's absolutely insane. I wake up every day with a feeling of intense gratitude, really.
Have you thought about, I mean, other than thanking me, have you thought about what you'll say? Have you thought about a speech or?
Well, I have to say you were one of the first champions of my performance and of the film as a whole. You were I think, the very first major interview that I did for the film, and you were an early believer, so I do thank you for that.
No, but on stage, not now. I'm talking about.
Well, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. And have you seen the film yet? Because you said you hadn't seen it.
I hadn't, and when you played the clip back there, I was going, yeah. I didn't want to hear my voice or anything. I haven't watched it yet. I get a little self-conscious, and I think it's always, like, I did my part, and it's kind of good for me right now to let other people enjoy the film. I'd nitpick it to death anyway. I probably couldn't put up with it.
When did you do this, the documentary Artifact, which I watched and I loved?
Well, we started shooting in 2008, and it's about the making of our album, This Is War. It's also about this crazy confrontation, this battle we had with our record company, in which they sued us for $30 million, which is always a nice thing to have happen. But we battled them for a couple of years, and we filmed everything, and we made a little documentary about it called Artifact.
But your band is huge. I mean, you have major fans, and you have a Guinness Book World Record for the longest tour?
Yeah, the longest tour ever. And it's
How long were you on tour?
We were on tour for 150 years, it felt like. But it was a long time. We did 309 shows. And I don't think we'll ever do that again, but we went all over the world a couple of times, and it was incredible. It was a really, really amazing adventure.
Yeah, I bet.
But the guy came on stage with, like, the yellow jacket and handed us the certificate at one of these crazy shows that we played. And now I have that certificate. It's one of my favorite things. It's in my guest bathroom, right above the toilet. Perfect position.
Yeah, that you've toured the longest.
Yes, exactly.
And maybe you'll add a Golden Globe to that. Who knows?
Ooh,
and maybe an Oscar. I hope that, I said it before, I hope I see you there. I really do. Just real quick, before we go, that was Matthew McConaughey. Both of you lost so much weight for that film. I mean, you both were extremely thin, but you're both very, very handsome men. Do you talk to each other about who's more handsome, or who would you think is more handsome?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly. You know, it was interesting. I was in character when we made the film, so I really never talked or met anyone. I communicated to people through this beautiful creature, Rayon, and I hadn't made a film in 6 years, so I'm sure they were all a little nervous.
Well, they made the right choice. I mean, you were just great, and Matthew was great in it. It's an amazing film. It's intense and tells a true story, a real story. And I hope everybody checks it out. It's called Dallas Buyers Club. It's in theaters now nationwide, and that is Jared Leto, and we're going to watch him Sunday on the Golden Globes. Thank Me. We'll be right back.